people are going to feel what you feel.
Yes.
So be conscious and aware of that. If you're anxious and stressed out and freaking out, don't expect your team not to feel that.
Yeah.
Don't expect your family at home not to feel that.
Yep. In fact, I got a good story on that. I was helping a client choose an ad agency, and there were 5 agencies that came in during the course of the day. The 4th agency that came in, when they walked in, within 30 seconds, I knew they were going to win it. Why? Because they came in, they were energetic, they were confident, they were cracking jokes that were appropriate. It wasn't like they were stand-up comedians, but they were just having fun. And you could tell, I was like, these guys know that they've got it figured out, and they know they've solved the problem, and they have this confidence that they come in. And within 3 minutes, I just put my pen down because I was like, okay, well, we have our winner. And I had to wait until the last agency came in, but it was very obvious. And so that comes back to that confidence, that warmth that you're bringing into the room, that energy you're bringing in. Actually, people feed off of it. They like it. People want to work with people they like. In the end, a lot of what we have to offer is commoditized. Hey, I'm somebody who does this for XYZ dollars. I'm somebody who does that for XYZ dollars. They're the same. Who are you going to choose to work with? The person you like better. So a lot of it comes down to warmth and that totally kind of aspect. Yeah.
So, all right. So we've got mindset. We've got mentoring. We've got management. What's our 4th M?
4th M is marketing. So marketing is what you tell the world about your product or service to one to many. And so you're trying to go out and make sure that that works. A lot of different things on that. There was a great study that happened where they tested signage in hotels. Now, all of us go to hotels now and we save our towels and use them again the next day. Why? Because there's a sign on the wall that says, if you use your towel second day, it protects the environment. And so what they did was they knew that a certain number of people would start using their towels 2 days in a row with that sign up there. But then they used something called social proof, and they decided, let's test what happens when we change the sign to say, most of our guests choose to protect the environment by using their towels more than once. And that idea of most of our guests choose to protect the environment plants the seed in the person's mind. Well, I want to be like them. I want to choose to protect the environment. I want to do all that. And so what happens is it's called social proof. When you just say, please use your towel, it's good for the environment, that's one thing. When you say, most of our guests do this already, would you like to join us? That's another thing. That social proof is a great example of how you can talk one to many. In this case, the hotel was talking to all of their guests, and change things to the point where 26% of the people ended up doing more in the end. There's another thing called the paradox of choice. Again, we're talking about one to many. How do you get people to buy your product or service? The paradox of choice is basically when you go in, they did a test at a grocery store. They had a bunch of jams, and they had a shelf space that had a ton of options for the jams. And what they found was that when people approached the shelf space, about 3% of the time somebody would look at the jams, pick one, and put it in their basket, move on. They said, let's go in and let's narrow the number of jams down to 3 different kinds. Instead of 15 different kinds of jam, we're just going to have 3, strawberry, apple, and grape. And let's see what happens. Well, sales went up to 30%. 30% of the time people came up to that and said, oh, I need some jam. I'm going to go ahead and use it. So it went from 3% to 30%. Why? Because the paradox of choice. We think offering more choices is better. The reality as a marketer is offering fewer choices makes the person's mind come in and go, oh, I can pick between 3 really easily because I hate strawberries, I hate apples, and I'm going to go with grape. But if you have all of these different choices, then all of a sudden the mind gets confused and you go, you know what, maybe I don't need jam after all. So it's kind of interesting. It's counterintuitive, but that's basically one of the things there that really works out.
Yeah, so I think if we, I notice we're already at time here. We're getting close to it, but if I think about applying that into our world, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, so don't just go into an environment where I'm working with a client or, let's say I'm a director or vice president of a company and I got to get my boss to agree to something. Don't just go in and say, well, let's talk about it. Present some choices.
Yeah.
But don't present 20 choices.
Right.
Present like 3 choices.
Yeah. And you know what you can do on that is you can say, there are 20 different routes we could go. I've looked at all 20. I'm going to tell you right now, 17 of them don't work. Let's talk about the 3 that are good options for us to consider. And suddenly they go, you've done your homework. Excellent. Let's talk about the 3. And that changes the game.
And there might even be a way to combine social proof in there as well.
Yeah.
So you might even be able to say, if we look at this one industry over here that's not our industry, they've had the most success with path number 2.
Yeah. Yep. Good.
So that might be the best one for us to take.
Good.
And all of a sudden you're taking these principles and you're guiding and persuading your boss.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
How to do it.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well,
I feel like
enjoyed this.
I've gotten a lot smarter on my M's today.
Yeah, at least
mindset,
M's. Right?
mentoring, management, and marketing.
Yeah,
I love it.
very
And I
good.
love how they kind of build on each other.
Good. I'm glad you liked it.
Well, I ask all my guests this question, Jamie.
Yeah.
So hopefully you're ready. Has nothing to do with baseball or the Beatles.
Yeah.
Those are bees.
Yeah.
Can use bees today. What's one life hack you have for us to help us live our life a little more free from dysfunction? So it could be personal or professional.
Yeah. Interestingly, this is an M word too. It's meditation, and I meditate. Quick story. When I was young, I was literally 13 years old when I first started meditating. I won't go into the details, but I fast forward, I would do it occasionally to relax myself. I went into a doctor when I was in my mid-30s, true story. And I said, hey, I have ADHD and I'm kind of bouncing off the walls in meetings and I get distracted easily. Can I get on Ritalin? And the doctor actually said, you don't want to be on Ritalin. You'll be on it the rest of your life. And I said, well, what do you recommend? He said, meditation. And I said, oh, well, I actually do meditate. And he said, have you ever tried it twice a day for 25 minutes at a time? Now, everybody listening to this podcast right now is going, 25 minutes twice a day, forget it. I don't have that time. But actually, I did it and it changed everything. My memory got better. My retention got better. I guess memory and retention are the same thing. My eyesight got better. My health got better. My ability to focus got better. My career entirely changed through meditation. So I can't encourage people enough. I happen to use transcendental meditation. It doesn't matter what kind you use. The only thing that matters, as far as I can tell, is there's apps that are out there. They're great. They're just going to make you feel relaxed. That's fine. What I'm talking about is using meditation to go to a deeper state. It's called the alpha state. It takes a little while to get it. It might take a month of meditation before you feel it. It's a very nuanced feeling, but that feeling is a feeling of oneness, that you actually are part of everything and that you're not an individual. It's a very nuanced, wonderful, nice feeling. It's not going to be mind-blowing. It's not game-changing in and of itself. But the outcome is that you feel more at peace, more engaged, more present in all aspects of your life. And it's changed my life dramatically. And I really always talk about using it for other people because it can be really effective for your career life as well as your personal life.